Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys again for tuning back into another pre-market watch list here this morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys again. There should be an echo for just a brief second. I apologize. We'll be back to normal. So let the echo go, and then we'll be all good. DJ Euphoria, NBEV, dippage and rippage. I think you're thinking spot on with what I'm thinking there, brother. I like that. So that's what we're going to touch on today. So I put NBEV up on there, not necessarily because I'm like, it's going to go crazy, but more or less because we've been following it. We should continue to follow it. It's when you stop following. It's when you think it doesn't look good anymore that you stop following a stock, and then you look at it like 2 weeks later, like, oh, it ended up going, but you stopped watching it. I think this could be one of those situations. So we will cover NBEV pretty closely. Amazon sucked. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to Amazon Friday. It might have sucked. It probably did. No, Amazon was actually a great trader Friday. It had a big spike early in the morning, right into resistance, followed by a great opportunity to short, followed by a long consolidation to a breakdown for a great short. So actually Friday, Amazon was actually a pretty good trader for most part. Let's see. Rookie trader, I appreciate that you got a great channel, but please avoid spamming our channel here to attract people to your channel. It's just out of respect, brother. Out of respect. Please avoid spamming our channel. Thank you. Go long WDC, EOLS. I will touch on EOLS. Yeah, the camera automatically does that. I know. I'm not a huge camera guru guy, but we always fix it, then it always goes back to normal. But anyways, my buddy who does a lot of things with cameras today will be here, so I'll have him look into that for sure. So we will talk about EOLS for sure. All right, so let's get into it now that we got a good amount of people in here. All right, this is the first stock we'll be watching today is, I'll cover CRON, okay? So most people are thinking short CRON. I myself have entered CRON onto a short watch list, but I'm not going to short it yet. This is one of those situations where we know CRON is going to turn into a short play, but it's not yet a short play. Right? The short hasn't really started. We're still on bullish movement. So shorting CRON now would be shorting into a bullish move. We want to see some type of weakness to, make us more comfortable about shorting. Let's say, on Friday after CRON spiked, then it had its early morning crash, and then it kind of dropped. If it were to keep dropping into pre-market today, then it would look better for a short, in my opinion. But looking at the yearly chart, obviously we can see it's overextended. So we know CRON's overextended, it's due for a pullback. Okay. But we also know based on the charting here that there's nothing about the stock that says short it just yet. It's possible that this could be the start of a double top, right? So it's possible that this $21, $22 level could be the start of a double top. But with CRON, I would still be just on standby, and I would still be long bias on the stock until it really starts to show some very bearish signals. Now, I do believe Citron Research started shorting CRON. That doesn't mean it's going to instantly drop. But again, this kind of reminds me of an AMD where it's like, oh, it looked like it was going to be the top, but then it kept going. It looked like it was going to be the top, and then it kept going. So I would stay long bias on CRON until it really starts to break down. And if you guys remember when AMD started going crazy and shooting up, it never really just crashed. It kind of came down, bounced, consolidated, and then it started going down. So I don't think this is going to be one quick dump out on CRON. It's probably not going to happen. There's been way too many buyers on the stock to allow it to drop super significantly, super fast. So for me, I'm actually going to follow CRON long today until it shows me that it doesn't want to go long. So right now it's kind of rejecting and testing this previous high from Friday. So for me right now, I'm going to be watching CRON long. We'll see how it acts. There's going to be some support here around 2140. There's going to be some more support here at about 2120. So if CRON pulls back, I'll probably watch it for a dip to long, kind of similar to what we seen earlier in the morning, how it shot up, then it dropped, dipped, and then it went long. That's what I ended up trading on Friday. I didn't get this next move up. I just caught this first pop where I could see it was consolidating the 50, rolling around. So I ended up getting long on this move. Never caught this. Yeah, so we'll be following CRON closely today. Not yet shorting and not quite yet on the short trigger, but it is on a short watch list now. Okay. Let's see. You guys is down, but you think it's going to spike since all the cold weather? I don't trade, again, I don't trade you gas or natural gas. It's just not something I ever really got into. And no, I wouldn't necessarily just buy or short either one of them just because you think things are cold. It's supposed to be cold. It's the winter time. And every time come the winter, you're going to hear something about how there could be a scarcity of natural gas and blah, blah, blah. So it's a seasonal thing that you hear all the time. It's supposed to be cold. It's winter. So, if natural gas is if any natural gas supplier is doing what they're supposed to be doing and doing their job correctly, then yeah, we should theoretically have enough natural gas and no problems. So I don't really ever think, like when they're like, oh, natural gas is scarce, it's like, I mean, myself, I'm always kind of someone with conspiracy to me. So I don't really necessarily, when they say natural gas is scarce, that it's really even scarce. Like you guys seen it in the beginning of this year, natural gas went flying and then it crashed. Like why go flying just to crash? That's because it probably wasn't really even scarce and the move was overdone. But again, I don't really trade natural gas specifically, but I don't think just because of cold weather it's going to spike. Natural gas already spiked like crazy, so I don't think it's going to happen again. Not like we've seen at least. All right, next one on the list is NBEV. I got to talk to you guys about. All right, so NBEV again, kind of interesting. Let's do the yearly chart. So again, it's pretty plain as day. You can see here with the yearly chart, you see this red dotted line. We're close to that. That's 750. Past couple days, we cannot break over 750. It's starting to slow down. Okay, if you go to a 180-day chart, you'll see the same thing. We're getting upper wicks right around that 750, right on the long-term downtrend line. It's just not breaking up. You go and you look at, a 10-day, 30-minute chart. You can see we spiked, sold, spiked, sold, spiked, sold. Most likely going to sell off, come back down around the 660 level, hold support, and then we'll try curling again. But basically, NBEV is on its own little warpath right now, where it's pushed into resistance, dropped, bounced, pushed back into resistance. The sellers are holding it down. We're probably going to go back down. We're going to go for another buyback, and then that might be the one that pushes up. But we're following NBEV closely. We've been following it. We've been following it since, basically before 2019. So we've been following it for a month, 2 months. We're waiting to see if it drops, consolidates, bounces up again, and then basically is looking for a breakout over 750. Keep watching. I think it's coming. So definitely keep watching NBEV. Last one I'm going to run through really fast is BABA, BABA. BABA's pretty straightforward. If you look at BABA from a yearly chart or a 4-hour chart, 180-day, you'll see that BABA had a quick spike to 170, then it sold off. We just rallied all the way back up to 170. It's starting to see resistance. So I do believe right now is a good time to start getting short on Alibaba or BABA for a pullback or the start of a new move down back towards obviously previous support systems. Short-term support is going to be at about 165. More of a longer-term outlook support would be at about 160. We're at 167 right now. So I see potential for a $7 play here on BABA. We'll be following BABA short today. All right. Again, you can see 170 here. Rejection, 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 shy, shy, short. So what do I think about NIO? In regards to NIO is still the same. I will not trade the stock NIO until it breaks over like 820 or 850. Until then, it's still a downtrending stock. If you see, and I'm a trader, right? So in terms of trading, I don't see value in the trade until it's over 820 or 850. If you're a long-term investor, you might see value in the stock when it's at 4 or 5 or 7 or 6. After you've done your due diligence on the company's fundamentals, you might feel that, it's a great time to be buying. Whereas for me, it's like I'm not going to be investing in NIO, so I'm not concerned about grabbing it extremely low for an investment. I'm really concerned with grabbing it when it's about to make big moves. And for me, over the 820 to 850 seems like the only logical spot where we're going to get any significant breakout on NIO, because we consolidated below $8 for so long. It's created a nice consolidation zone. Therefore, if we break it, you should get a breakout. For me, NIO is really it's just nothing. And to me, in my eyes, I'm not going to mess with it till it's over like 850 area. It could be, for all I know. I never look at NIO, but I'm going to go with it's probably not, because if NIO had broken over $8 by now, I would probably know about it, because it would have hit my scanners at least one day last week or past couple weeks, and it hasn't, so it's probably not. Let's see. The SPY, MBOT just broke past resistance. MBOT? Let me look at MBOT. I haven't followed MBOT for a while. Oh, no. You don't want to mess with MBOT. MBOT, you're going to lose your money if you try and hold this. And no, it's possible. Actually, I could see this squeeze like crazy today. It's just like this stock seems like it should have broken down so long ago, and it hasn't. That's what makes me a little bit nervous. Your typical supernova penny stock like this would have normally come crashing down already, but yet it hasn't. So, it's possible if MBOT gets over $10, then it could have a squeeze today. So, yeah, maybe watch it. It's going to be a higher risk play, because right now there's really no volume on the stock, and that's just sketchy. So, you can follow it, but I wouldn't get your hopes set on MBOT. EHTH. Nice uptrending stock. Went through a really big move recently from 13 all the way to, what do they do? I don't know enough on this company. I would look into the company. By the name where it says EHealth, I'm assuming they have to do something with healthcare. Maybe health insurance. I don't know. I don't know the company very well, but they are performing really, really well. So I'm going to assume that I'm going to go with an assumption this is a healthcare stock. It has something to do with healthcare, health insurance, something. I really don't know. But the reason I would say so is because a lot of health insurance companies and healthcare stocks and things like that, they're usually pretty good. They usually have strong balance sheets, positive cash flow. So I'm going to go with an assumption that it is. You know what? Maybe I'll even go to FinViz right now and see. Some of you guys probably already put the answer on YouTube, and I still didn't look. EHTH. What do they do? I don't know. Guess I'll have to look into it more. But in terms of EHTH, it is a strong uptrending stock. This is kind of similar to CRON, where it's been pushing up and up and up. It hasn't really had a slight pullback. And that's because nobody's allowing it to really pull back. Buyers just keep buying it up. So I would watch it long. I really would. I would watch it long. It is a lower volume, stock, so you can't just slam in a bunch of shares. So I would still watch it long, but I'd be, arguably this isn't a good time to buy because it's just at its highs. So you kind of want to get it to pull back, and that's probably where you're going to want to buy as on a pullback with this. ULTI is on an acquisition. I probably wouldn't trade that stock. It looks like they're going to get bought out. Oh, EOLS. So yeah, we'll talk about EOLS here. EOLS was a stock that I seen everybody pumping up on StockTwits. So chances are you're not going to want to trade this because everybody on StockTwits was talking about it. And generally speaking, you know, there's a handful of great traders on StockTwits, but majority of them have no clue what they're talking about. That's what it always seems like. So at the end of the day, this was a stock that was getting pumped up on StockTwits over the weekend. I'd probably do the exact opposite of what everyone thinks. We've seen it on StockTwits going nuts. So that means everybody was probably watching it long. So you should do the opposite of what majority of the people are going to do here on that. So you should probably be shorting EOLS today, most likely. You're probably going to want to go against what everybody else is thinking on this one today. So for me, I'd probably watch EOLS short right now. I don't trade TEUM. It's just not a very good stock. And I'm not one that trades penny stocks before earnings, and it might be going up, you know. And if that's something that you have researched and seen, you know, it's common to see, you know, TEUM run up before earnings, and then yeah, that might be like a historical pattern that reoccurs that you could take advantage of. I myself wouldn't know, and I don't know for sure. But if that's something that you feel you've been able to identify, then yeah, maybe that's a good trade to be taking. Is Apple too expensive? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if Apple's too expensive anymore. I know it was too expensive, but I don't know if it is anymore. The market price of the stock and the price to book value might actually be in check these days. I know it wasn't before, but after the decrease in Apple stock from, you know, earnings to till now, the actual market price of Apple might actually like be correct. It might be the book value. So it's possible that Apple's actually I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you because I'd have to do math right now, and that's just not going to happen. It would take too long. So yeah, Apple could be. I'm going to go with it's not, because you guys know me. I'm always the guy that's going to go against usually what everybody else is thinking. Again, guys, not only if you've heard it from me, you've heard it from somewhere else, and you'll hear it again in your life. When everybody's doing the same thing, they're probably like when it comes to the stock market, if everybody's doing whatever everyone is doing, you should probably do the opposite, because in the market, 90% of the people are always wrong. We're not always wrong, but 90% of the people are going to be wrong, or 90% of the herd is wrong. So whatever majority are doing, you should always do the opposite. Hence why I was so short biased on the market over the past year when everybody is so long biased, right? Everybody is so long biased that I'm like, well, if everybody's so long biased, then maybe I should be short biased. And I did. I stayed short biased the whole year, and sure enough, we came out with a 20% massive dump correction in the stock market. Sure, we're rebounding, and everybody, again, still thinks everything's all bullish. But again, you usually want to be opposite of what most people are thinking. So with Apple, you know, I still think most people think it's a great buy. And I do too. I think Apple long-term future is going to be I really do see them being a good long-lasting company. I do. But in like the short-term analyzing, I think they could still be a little bit overvalued in terms of market price to book to value ratios, and I think they could still be a little off. Yeah, you know, for right now, the market is, you know, if you're looking at the market over the course of, call it 2 or 3 weeks, then yeah, the market's bullish. But if you look at the market over the course of, you know, call it the last year, I mean, arguably it's really, you know, it is arguably still bullish to an extent, depending on how you look at it. You know, so I don't know. We'll have to do another video on I'll have to do another video on the market, more of a detailed one at this point with the changes that have happened. So we are. No problem, Tony. So yeah, we'll do another video on the market to see, just kind of see where it's at. Remember, do opposite of what most people are doing in the market. To retouch, we'll be watching Alibaba today for a short play. Arguably, depending on how the market trades, the Alibaba trade might not work the way I want, right? I still need the market to, so this is the way it works, is either the market drops and Alibaba drops, or the market goes up and Alibaba let me rephrase that. In order for the play on Alibaba that I was discussing to work out, Alibaba needs to have individuality divergence between itself and the stock market today. Meaning, Alibaba needs to move on its own regardless of how the overall market performs. Meaning, if the market's going up, the only way Alibaba's probably going to come down or give us that really good short play we want is if it has a dramatic divergence from the overall market, meaning that Alibaba has reached such a great sell point that even if the market's going up, investors and traders don't care and they're still willing to short it and sell it because of where it's at. But if sellers and investors aren't worried about ditching and getting rid of Alibaba with where it's at, then it might just kind of hang out and consolidate for the day. That's what we don't want. We want nice divergence and we want to sell off on Alibaba. Whether or not we get it, that's a different story. That's why we're going to trade it. When we think it's time to short, we'll short. And if we think it's time to get out, we get out. So Alibaba, short play. NBEV is more like you're just watching it for now. CRON is like it's still hot, could still have a run to the upside, so we're going to watch that. And also, it might be the day where it kind of dumps out. So, 3 stocks, right? Yeah, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to be getting off now, heading back to the private group. So I do want to say thanks again for any of you guys tuning in today. Really appreciate it. And if you could, give me a thumbs up before you head out the door so we can get the likes up on the video. That helps my channel grow, helps new people see it. And then, of course, if you guys would ever like to join any of the private service and private group we have so you can hang on longer, get more market insight, it will be the first link in the description of the video. We also have, free chat room and Facebook group and all a bunch of other cool stuff you can check out. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow morning for another video. Other than that, take care, stay green, don't overtrade, be patient. There's no getting rich quick in this game, so just be patient and do what you're supposed to do, and you should be all right. Everybody take care. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.